Welcome to my world where all is well. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. Happy birthday, Tammy Barr. I want to say happy birthday to my great friend Tammy. Know all is well and going well in your life. Today is November the 22nd, 2022. It is currently 16:44 hours and it is 55 degrees and mostly cloudy where I'm located. Today I started my day praying for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then I read Proverbs 20:21, which says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and love and favor rather than silver and gold. Proverbs 22:1. I know a lot of rich people with not so good names behind them. So a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Because you can be rich and have a name where nobody want to deal with you. We have a former president who I believe a certain party is coming to realize that it's not good to be associated with that name. In spite of all the money, all the wealth that he may claim to have, his name is not good to be associated with them on their ballot if they plan on running or winning any political office in the near future. After that, I did a meditation. During my meditation, the thought that came to me was silence is filled with answers. It was just me in the house, pure silence. And it's filled with answers. I'm still praying for Shaquilla Robinson family and friends. And I saw a piece of an interview. I have not seen the video where they was beating up on her. And I think that's too much for my PTSD, so I don't want to see it, but I have heard the news stories and seen the news stories about it on TV. In one of these stories, Quayla's mother said that her friends and best friend was coming around and speaking to her and talking to her every day until the autopsy report came. When the autopsy report came and it said something different from what they told her had happened to Quayla, they stopped coming around. Their silence is filled with a whole lot of answers. If they just disappear on you like that, after you find out the truth, your silence is saying a whole lot. And I think Quayla's mother knows what that silence means. When you are around friends, or when you enter a room and you feel the energy shift, you hear nothing but silence. When before you got into the room, you could hear everybody talking and joking, but you step in the room and everybody goes silent. That silence is filled with a whole lot of answers. That means get your blessed assurance out of there and go find somewhere else where you can go and enjoy your silence peacefully instead of waking up in peace. Okay? Silence is filled with answers. I am grateful for Heart of Inspiration. Heart of Inspiration is another YouTube creator. My YouTube channel is sort of new. I think I started it about a month ago to help me speak more about my PTSD and social anxiety and depression. Hopefully connect with other people who may be going through what I'm going through. Maybe we can be a help to each other. It's more of a help to me to express myself. I find this therapeutic. But as I joined YouTube, they suggest other channels for you to look at. So Heart of Inspiration was one of those channels. So I clicked on her channel and she happened to be live. So I said hello and she spoke back and said told her who I was. And her moderator asked for a link to my channel. She promoted my channel. She has over 9,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm in the process of trying to manifest at least 40,000 subscribers. Some may look at my number of subscribers and say you far away from it. I don't see that number. The number I see is 40K. So I'm going to keep manifesting 40K until I reach that. And then I'm going to be manifesting 100K. It's going to happen. It has to happen. So I'm grateful for her because she did not have to do that. It's enough out here for all of us to win. It really is. So if anybody who's new on YouTube and you see my channel, you want me to promote it, I have no problem with it. I can do it like I just did for Heart of Inspiration, or I could do it in a post, a comment, or whatever makes you happy. I've seen a lot of religious, I don't call them Christians, call religious people complaining on social media about TD Jakes being at Diddy's birthday party or whatever party, some type of party Diddy had. When I saw or heard that TD Jakes was at Diddy party, the first thing that came in my mind is he's right where he's supposed to be. Most of the time we see TD Jakes in the pulpit. That's his business. That's his career. His job is to preach. And he's preaching to the choir, to the congregation. Most people who go to church know a little something about what TD Jakes is going to be. I'm sorry, Bishop TD Jakes. I don't want to offend anybody by not giving him his proper titles. I happen to be a fan. I love Bishop TD Jakes. I've learned plenty from listening to him. I don't try to look at him as the man. None of us are perfect, but I can say honestly, every single time I've heard a message from him, I have learned something. Now, whether I apply what I learned or whether I remember what I learned, it's a different story. But I can say that the man is talented. He's blessed. He's anointed, in my opinion. You may differ. God bless you. But so some religious people complaining here. I was like, he's right where he's supposed to be. I don't know why Diddy invited him. Maybe TD Jakes is his spiritual father. Maybe Diddy's going on a spiritual path. I know Diddy is a Christian because I remember him saying it on social media. I think it was on IG a while ago. But I had no problem with saying that. I was happy. I believe if Jesus Christ himself came back, was here today, and he went to Diddy's problem, not only would Jesus Christ be there, but he would be drinking and he would be turning water into wine because they're going to run out. You can't run out of wine without getting intoxicated or drunk. Okay, now I wouldn't recommend you get intoxicated and drunk every day of your life. Every now and then you want to get a little happy, intoxicated. I personally don't see anything wrong, but as long as you don't hurt yourself or anybody else in the process, you're in a safe place. Me personally, I don't plan on ever going back to drinking again. But I believe he was right where he's supposed to be, where he needed to be. You have no idea how many lives he might have touched just by being there. Now, for those of you so-called religious people, Christians, who are not going to listen to him again because he went to a Diddy party, God bless you. If you can't take it, if you can't handle it, if your spirituality, your religion, or the God you serve is so sensitive that one man can cause you to falter from ever going to church again or from ever serving God again, that's on you. God bless you. I had no issue with it. I hope he's invited to more parties. Go to Diddy party. Go to if he was at Magic City, which is a well-known strip club here in Atlanta. God bless you, Bishop Jakes. Throw them bands. I'm sure he got plenty of them. He's appreciating God's good work. That's all I got to say. I honestly wouldn't have a problem with it. And if I ever had the opportunity to get invited to be in Bishop Jakes' presence or Diddy presence, I would love to take advantage of that opportunity. I sure wouldn't be at the party taking pictures. I would be trying to ask questions, mainly financial questions. Both of them are doing way better financially than I am right now. Hey, how can I get on your level? They'll probably throw me out and get tired of me for asking questions. I remember me and my sister and some of her one friend, we went to a nice club here in Atlanta a while ago. Sorry, D, if I'm telling your business, forgive me. And a well-famous person came in there. And everybody thought I was crazy because I was trying to get his attention. I found he took a picture with me and everything. But in this type of environment where it was at, it wouldn't give me the opportunity to do what I wanted to do. But when I'm around success or prosperity, I got questions. I have a lot. Hey, how can I get what did you? What if I have $100? How can I turn that to $1,000? Okay, I got $1,000. How can I turn that to $10,000? That's what I would be questioning. I'm going to be a lottery winner, a jackpot winner one day. I guarantee. I see these stories, how these people win the lottery and lose them, but God bless them. I don't have room to talk about anybody. God bless them. But let me get a hold to $1 million. First thing I'm going to do is get me a Vanguard index fund. Put it in that and live off the interest. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know how much I'll put in, probably $1 million in it where you can live off of that. I don't know how much I get back a month, $8,000, $4,000. $40,000, $10,000 a month. I would live off that. I'm like, how can you go broke when all you have to do is invest in something where your money create money? It's gonna be something where money create money. Now, how in the world did I get off on this? But anyway, I just wish people, TDJs, you were right. If you ever see this, know that Frida Smith is still your fan. I don't know if bishops are supposed to have fans, so whatever you call it, your virtual church member or whatever you want to call it. I have no issue with you. I hope to see you at more of Diddy parties, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Drink and be merry. Dance. Take Mrs. Jakes with you. Y'all have a wonderful time. Tell these people to kiss your blessed assurance and have a wonderful, eat well and be merry. I seriously doubt that the God we serve, the God I serve, and I'm sure the God you serve is looking down at you saying, oh no, Bishop, you can't come to heaven because you at Diddy party. It just don't make sense to me. Please go vote, especially if you're in Georgia. I got a notice yesterday that my absentee ballot is in the mail, so I should receive it before the end of this week. As soon as I receive mine, so I like to go ahead and get it done with. I personally take it to the post office myself, or if there's the county where I live, it used to be way more ballot drop boxes than they are now. So I don't know what the issue with that is, but that's another reason why we need to vote. Go vote. I don't want to say it, but just go vote. I read some more Unprotected by Billy Porter today. If you don't have the book, please get the book. Great book. I read page 101 out of chapter 9, and it said, religion is man-made, spirituality is divine. It's a true statement. I was thinking about Club Q. Most of them people, that was their safe place. I was reading the stories from the survivors, and I was reading the stories about the victims. I just wanted to get to personally know them, in case nobody else claimed them. Nobody else claimed their body. Some of them, their family, friends disown them. Some of them, their people outside the club didn't know their real, trying to be careful here, sexual orientation. And it's sad that you get gunned down at the only place you feel safe. You can't feel safe at work. You can't feel safe at home. You can't feel safe at school. Imagine you being in love with someone and you can't even walk down the street holding that person's hand. Imagine you being in love with someone and you can't kiss that person or hug that person in public and feel safe doing so. Can you imagine that? Club Q was the only place they had where they could feel safe. So, talking about silence is filled with answers. There's a lot of people on the opposing party. I don't like to call names of that which I don't have the energy for, but who have bashed people in the LGBT community. I've seen it myself on Twitter, well, the social media app formerly known as Twitter, because I don't know what the blessed assurance is going on with it now, since this new person took ownership of it. But they haven't said not one word. Not one word. But they have a whole lot to say when they want to pass their agenda of making same-sex marriage illegal and believing that marriage should be between one man and one woman. And most of these people have never been married to one man or one woman. They have multiple marriages on. And show me a marriage in the Bible that had just one man and one woman. I'll wait. There's so much more I can say on that. By the way, if you're looking for a safe place that happens to be in the Atlanta area, at Hillside International Chapel and Truth Center, which the church I go to, we are very inclusive and affirming. You are more than welcome to come. You will not, it's a safe place. You will not feel uncomfortable there. I've been a member there since 2010. REM, Restoration Inclusive Ministry. Bishop Sonia Williams is the bishop of that church. Trust me, you will feel safe at that church. She has the best, how can I say it, the best affirming and inclusive ministry on this side of heaven. Okay? So you will feel safe there. And if you're in Colorado Springs, Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church, it's a place. It's an affirming and inclusive ministry where you will feel safe there. These are places that I've either visited, been a member of, or talked to the ministry myself. So I know directly from them that you will feel safe there. Billy Porter, unfortunately, did not feel safe in the church he grew up in. And he says religion is man-made and spirituality is divine. I totally agree. There's no Baptist heaven. There's no Methodist heaven. There's no AMC heaven. There's no BPAW heaven. There's no Catholic heaven. It's just heaven. So why in the world we down here on earth making up all these religions, telling people how they can get to heaven? I have no idea. It's man-made. If you need religion to keep your relationship with God intact, then go for it. But it ain't for me. And I love that about my church Hillside. We believe in Jesus, the Christ. We really do. We teach that. But we don't own no religion. We are a free, open thinking, new thought ministry. We look at the Bible metaphysically. We take the Bible seriously, but not literally. Okay, think about that, dwell on that. Today for my food journal, I had Raisin Bran and water, Cheez-Its, Pepsi, and a vegan burger. For my physical activity, I did some walking and some weights today. Thanksgiving is Thursday. I'm looking forward to going to Columbus to spend the time with my family and friends. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving. Do whatever makes you happy. If being around your family makes you happy, do that. If being around your family does not make you happy, then don't do that. Just because it's a tradition doesn't mean that you have to follow that tradition. You know, I'm so grateful for my friend Kathy. She always encourages me and likes and comments on my videos. I just thought about her, so I love you, Kathy. Hope you're watching. The Kojic have had a great loss. The Kojic Church, COGIC, Church of God in Christ. Evangelist Louise Dowdy Patterson. She was the wife of the late Gilbert G.E. Patterson. She passed away. It's an unfortunate loss, but she's with her husband again. So I'm praying for her loved ones' comfort and strength. It saddened me to see Todd and Julie Chrisley get sentenced to jail for tax evasion. I enjoyed watching the Chrisley show. It was funny to me, but I guess if you commit a crime, you have to do the time. I don't know if they're guilty or not, but apparently the court system has decided that they are guilty, so they have been sentenced. I wish them the best. I still enjoy the show. Sinbad is recovering from a stroke. I remember when I was little, he was one of the first stand-up comedians I ever seen on TV. And I enjoyed him, and I was trying to figure out why is he called Sinbad. And I realized his dad, I think, was a pastor or granddad or something like that. They called him Sinbad, so he won't forget that sin is bad. You know. So he's recovering from a stroke. All is well. He's going to be all right. Look, when Thanksgiving come up, always remember the macaroni and cheese is way more important than the turkey. Y'all can keep that dry, blessed assurance turkey and keep that away from me. I want macaroni and cheese. My mama has the best cornbread dressing on this side of heaven, and I want that with gravy, cranberry sauce out the can. I don't want this cranberry sauce with these beads in it, whatever that is. Y'all keep that to yourself. I want the jelly cranberry sauce out the can with the ridges, so I can try to pretend like I know how to cut it appropriately. And collard greens. That's all I'm looking forward to eating. Maybe a sweet potato pie, but I'm trying not to eat too much sweets. Do it look like I need to eat some more sweet? Do y'all see this? How many chances I got? About 2 or 3? No. But so I don't eat no sweet potato pie. And I got a piece of advice. I just want to tell you something that I do. I don't want to call it advice, but a lot of times I let people win arguments just for my mental sanity, for my mental health. I just want to say that because I remember when I used to play cops and robbers and on holidays and a lot of family fights and things like that. Look, it ain't that serious. Y'all do this every single year. Every single year y'all come together for a holiday and somebody got to fight somebody for whatever reason. It's not that. So just let them win. You know what? You right. The sky's purple. Oh, okay. Sky's purple. You right. You right. I talk too much. You right. Yep. I talk too much. You don't like my outfit? Okay. Cool. You don't like? Great. Great. I'm not gonna argue with you. Great. Great. God bless you. God bless you. Anything else you got to say? Okay. Good. We good. God bless you. My mama once told me. How did she say? It takes two fools. If you are arguing with someone and both of y'all are arguing, no one know who the fool is. Okay? So just try to reserve your mental health and don't argue with people. It's just, have you ever solved anything through an argument? No, I guess some people do. It's not for me. I listened to a podcast today. Think fast, talk smart. And it was talking about conflict resolution. And some people have the opinion that some arguments are healthy, but most of the time people don't know where the boundaries lie and they end up crossing the line. That's when it becomes unhealthy. If you're not able to argue your point, while at the same time listen to the other person and validating that other person's point, then stay away from that argument. Just be like, okay, you're right. Good to go. I don't know if the people that went on this vacation with Quayla were her friends or not, but I think they had to be miserable with their life in order to do what they did to Quayla. Because how can you be happy with your life and then take the life of someone else? That doesn't make sense. When you don't like your life, you might take someone else's life in the process. So make sure you like your life first. Make sure you like you first. Make sure the people you're hanging around like themselves. Because if they don't like themselves, if they always joking about themselves, don't be around that type of energy. Because they doing the same thing about you. They saying they ugly or they fat. If they saying that about themselves, imagine what they're saying about you. Okay? Fat Joe released a book today. I have it on my wish list on Amazon. I'm looking forward to reading it. It's called The Book of Joe by Fat Joe. He says a lot of life lessons in it. He said he was bullied growing up. And trust me, I understand the feeling because I was bullied growing up. I also watched a movie on Hulu. It's very good. It's called Dead Asleep. It's based on a true story about this guy who said he killed somebody because he was sleepwalking. I learned a lot watching that movie about sleepwalkers. It happens more than you think. They say 1% of the population are sleepwalkers. They literally be asleep and have no consciousness of what they're doing. They had a case where this man literally was sleepwalking and got in his car and drove somewhere. But he was found guilty because they said he wasn't sleeping long enough to get into that deep sleep, which would cause someone to sleepwalk. So his defense didn't work. It was a good movie based on a true story. Guess what? The Falcons beat the Bears this past Sunday. It was a very good game. I enjoyed it. And today is Go for a Ride Day. Never heard of it before until today, but today is Go for a Ride Day. So hopefully you get a chance to go out there and go for a ride. Me, I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm comfortable right here. I'm good. No, thank you. I listened to a cool new song today called Every Blessing by Brian Courtney Wilson. Teach me how to receive every blessing. That's the lyrics. I loved it. I listened to it. I don't know how many times. When I hear a song I like, I just put it on repeat. I absolutely loved it. The numbers I played today was 5891, 4581, and 4891. So what are your plans for Thanksgiving? What are you going to do? Are you going out of town to be with family? If so, be safe on the road. Um, just be happy. When you are happy, unhappy can't get nowhere near you. So just be happy. You ever been happy and smile? I remember where was I? I was playing cops and robbers, and when you're playing cops and robbers, sometimes you have to take a prisoner to the hospital to Grady. So I was sitting on a prisoner, is what we call it. And another officer came in there, and I'm just sitting there smiling. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why I was smiling, because this is horrible. This was when I was this before I had any promotions. When I was new, it was a regular police officer. But there's no reason to be smiling when you're in that situation. They literally put you in the room with prisoners that are sick by themselves, and I guess they put all the mean nurses in there to work with the prisoners. Anyway, so looking at the circumstance, there's no reason to be smiling. I was in there just smiling. Every time somebody came in, I just smiled. So this other black female police officer came in there and sat down next to me where the officer said. I looked at her and nodded and smiled, and she looked at me. She said, "What you smiling for?" I just smiled. I was like, "Uh-oh, this energy don't feel right. This energy don't feel right." So I said, "Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom." So I said, "Can you watch my prison till I get back?" She said, "Okay." So she did that and came back, sat down, looked at it again, smiled, said thank you. And then that was it. Eventually, though, by the end of it, my smile ended up making her smile. Now, when she looked at me and said, "What you smiling for? What you smiling at?" I could have allowed her energy to change my energy. I could have allowed her energy to change my curve. I didn't allow her energy to change my curve. I wanted to keep my smile. I wanted to keep smiling. So don't allow other people's unhappiness to take away your happiness. Allow your happiness to take away their unhappiness. Okay? I'm going to end this with my serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Happy holidays. All is well.